I've just removed my tire, wheel, whatever. I'm changing my brake pads on my 08 Tacoma. I'm going to remove this, well, this cotter pin here. See if I can show that. There's a cotter pin right there, needs to be removed from this long pin, and then you can pull it out right here. And the same thing on this little pin, remove him, and you'll remove this pin, this long pin here. And as you do, this little clip here that I think it's for keeping these from vibrating or something like that, keeping these pads from vibrating, that'll come out as well. So I'm going to get my little pliers, and there's one pin, came out pretty easily. I can discard it because the package that I got, the new brake pads, they come with a new set of all the pins. This one's backwards, but we got it out. Alright, discard him. And luckily my pin slides out, well, appears to slide out on its own. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have to use any tools for that. Sometimes it might be rusted in there and you'll have to tap it out. A little tap, tap, taparoo. As I'm taking this one out, don't worry about this popping out because it's still held in place in this point and this point. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little or get a little closer. You can see what I'm about to do. Hopefully. Alright, you can see where it goes in right there, this little pin. So just get your fingernail under it, pop it out. See, I popped it out there? Right, popped it out, and then the other one came out. So that right there, now keep in mind you might have to reuse this and the other cotter pins if your kit doesn't come with replacements, but mine came with replacements, so I don't have to worry about it. Now the next thing to do is we're going to have to pry these pistons, these two pistons and these two pistons, pry them out so we'll have room to put our new brake pad in there, because this brake pad only has that little bit of area left. So the new brake pad's gonna have like twice or three times that much area. So if we just pulled this brake pad straight out right now, try to put the new one in, it wouldn't fit, and we wouldn't be able to push these brake or these pistons. Well, we could push them back, I guess. All right. So what I'm gonna do, just use my screwdriver to pry. It's already sliding out, but before we get it all the way out, we want to really pry those pistons back. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm really tearing up this brake pad, and that's why you don't want to be prying your pistons back with your new brake pads, because you'll really mess them up. Alright, now if I tried to pry this other side out, I'll do it anyway, I'll show you. If I try to pry this side, it pushes this side back. So what I'm going to have to do, go ahead and put a screwdriver in this side, keep pressure on it, as I put a screwdriver on the other side, and push those pistons back. They push back fairly easily. Alright, that's about good right there. Now I'm pulling the one closest to the outside of the truck out, and you notice mine have shims on them. Well, my new brake pads don't require the shims because this piece of metal is built out a little bit more, so I guess that was the purpose of the shims. I really don't know, but looks like I had a little bit more wear in that thing, but whatever, it's gone now. Alright, this is the exterior one. Now when I take the interior one out, you're going to notice at the bottom of it, it's got this little metal tab thing that the interior or the exterior one didn't have. In your kit, make sure that this little tab, and don't ask me what it's for, but that little tab is on the inside. Replace it in the right place. When I take them out, and I'll lay them down like that, so if I had to bring it back in, I can just put them right back, you know, so I know how I removed them. Alright, now I've put some lubricant on the back of my new brake pads. I have them right here. And I had to do my little positioning thing so I can know how to put them back in there. I've got some lubricant on the back. Slide that beast in there. Match it up with the holes up top. Slide this one in there. Match it up with the holes at the top. Grab my pins. I'm going to slide the top pin in first. There's my hole for my cotter pin. And my bag here, we're taking out the new cotter pins and that thing here. We'll call it the thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my cotter pin in up top and start to slide my retention pin at the bottom. Go ahead and seat this bad boy. Oops. There we go. Put my cotter pin in and stick this in its hole on this side and this one in its hole on this side. There. I think that's doing its job. Alright, so that's it. Now the only thing I've got to do, notice the gap right here we've got going on. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to go to my brakes and I'm going to press on the brakes, and you'll see as I press on the brakes, the pistons are going to push the brake pads to where they should be. Now if you tried to drive your truck right now, you wouldn't have any brakes initially the first time you press down on them, so make sure you press down on them a few times, really get them tight before you put your tire back on, maybe, but definitely before you drive away. You're good. Alright, now we got a nice tight fit in there, and I'm going to go ahead and put my tire back on, lock my lug nuts down, and go tear through the neighborhood and hope I don't crash into anything.